Well, I think the implications or consequences of becoming a member of the Jesus movement in the earliest decades would have been somewhat different between Jews and pagans, Gentiles. For a Jew to join the Jesus movement would have had, it would have allowed him to continue to identify himself or herself as Jewish thoroughly, but belonging to a very particularist type of Judaism of that time. Indeed, it appears that from the earliest moments, the Jesus movement expresses itself in very exclusivist type language. They refer to themselves as the ecclesia, the holy gathering, with a definite article. The saints, the holy ones, not just among the holy ones, and so on. So there appears to have been a real exclusivism that Jesus, risen, glorified, exalted by God, is now the mandatory one to recognize in order to stay on the right side of things. So even other Jews, in their view, even other Jews who refuse to acknowledge the significance of Jesus are disobedient to God. So there is a dividing line. There is a sharp difference. But sharp differences are characteristic of Jewish tradition, and so they remain Jewish. But as I say, a very particularist kind of Jewishness, which could cause some consequences with their exclusivism, could have caused some real negative consequences for them with family and neighbors and fellow Jews. For pagans, the consequences may have been even more significant. If a pagan convert to the Jesus movement obeyed what was expected of him, the key thing being to desist from worshiping any of the gods at household level, at civic level, at ethnic level, then this would have had a profound impact upon his social life, because the gods are a part, in the ancient world, are a part of all social existence from family level on upward. And so to remove yourself from the worship of the gods is almost like removing yourself in some kind of way, or at least creating significant tensions at all aspects of your social relationships. So a sense of being disloyal to the family, of being haughty, of being insolent, of being rude, antisocial, all of these kinds of things would have been there. And as I've emphasized in some publications of my own over the years, the primary consequences in the earliest period were more what I would call social consequences of Jesus' devotion. The political consequences of judicial trial, judicial punishment are somewhat later, are more scattered, less frequent and less common. But the social consequences of tensions, harassment from friends and neighbors and so on would have been very common, I think, in this early period.